So another thing about risk management, actually, which I forgot to mention, let me close this down. Pull up the Excel. Another thing about risk management that I wanted to mention is, even though, let's say, the one that was messaging me asking, he just funded a $4,000 account, how can he, manage that risk? If you use a 10% risk management, your max position would be 400. But now you need to have risk management on that exact position. You can't just let that 400 just run wild. You want to have risk management on this position as well. So maybe on this exact position, you can maybe run a 30% stop loss, a 20% stop loss, all depending on how the contract is moving. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll pull up the actual chart of the contract and see where it's low, where it's visited multiple times, and actually place my stop loss according to that. But always have risk management even on your position size. Don't think, all right, I have risk management, I have a $4,000 account. My risk management is only using $400. Have risk management on that 400 as well. You don't want that 400 to completely get lost. If it hits 200, that's a 50% loss. You want to get out by then. You don't want to be taking big losses like that. And even though they happen sometimes, your goal should be to always try your best to minimize that. Your trade should always end in one of four ways: either a small loss, a break even, a small win, or a big win. And this right here secures not only a small loss, but if you have risk management on here as well, it will secure even a smaller loss. So you want to always stay risk management. You want to always stay hedged. You always want something to fall back on. If you're stressing too much about trading, there's a reason. It's because you don't have risk management. If you have risk management, if it hits your stop, if it hits this, you shouldn't be worried. All right, I entered, I thought it was a good trade. At least I ended with a small loss. I can make it up in my next trade with a big win or a small win. Even if you break even, you're still not losing a big amount. So
Alex, let me say something here.
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody trades on Tastyworks or Tasty Trade. A lot of people use Thinkorswim, but I'm not sure if Thinkorswim has it. But I know for a fact on Tasty Trade, there's this thing called a bracket order that you could do, and it's not used on every trade. But if you're the type of trader to, constantly worry the minute your contract starts going down, like, oh, you're down $10 and you just bought it. Oh shit, it's gonna keep going. With the bracket order on Tastyworks, you're able to set a stop loss at a given percentage. So like, let's say you wanted 20% stop loss, 25%, whatever you're willing to, lose on that contract. And at the same time, you're also putting in a sell order. And you could put the percentage of what gain you want to be able to, profit off of. So like, let's say the contract's up 10%, you could put it at 10%, put it at 20, 30, 40, whatever percentage you want to cash in at. So it saves you like peace of mind, I guess you could say, because it puts in a stop loss if it goes south, and then it also gives you peace of mind to know it's going to sell when I need it to keep a profit.
100%. Yeah. And to continue with that, a stop loss, some people use it, some people don't. The reason
a lot of people don't like using them because like it's a surefire way of losing money if you're using a stop loss. Like if it hits that, you've lost money.
Yeah, you lost money, but you have risk management. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, so at the same time, you're risk losing $10 as opposed to losing $200 or $20. But
yeah, and at first I didn't like it too much either. So like I completely understand. But the reason I ended up really kind of really like falling in love with it really was because it's happened to me before where I've been down like $2,000 and I've come up and ended up making 1,000. But if you really think about it, did I have any risk management with, why was I down 2,000 and I was not out of my trade? It was a losing trade. Why was I still in it? Yes, it came back, but
that's just by chance.
I did not have risk. That was pretty much me hoping that it would come back, and it did. Cool. But you didn't have risk management. It could have easily kept going down and you would have lost maybe 5,000 depending on how much you put into the trade. So yes, it could reverse, but where's the risk management at? You know what I'm saying? So,
when do you say enough's enough? You know what I mean?
Yes, enough is enough sometimes, especially, you might be able to let it run, if you're running like correct risk management where, you have a $4,000 account, you're only using 10%, 400. If you lose that 400, if you want to risk it, at least you still have risk management. You're not putting your whole account on the line. But sometimes people put half of their account. They just, oh, this play looks good. Let me get 10 contracts. What? Like, why are you just dropping 10 contracts like it's nothing, or 5 contracts, or you didn't do any calculations, you didn't manage any risk. You just said, oh, I like this play. Let me jump in with half of my account. No, that's exactly how you'll blow up an account. I've blown up an account. So I'm speaking out of experience of me growing an account to almost 50,000 and losing it all. It's happened to me, so I've learned through experience, and I'm hoping you guys will learn through my experience, really. So we got about 5 minutes left. Does anyone have any questions? If they do, I would suggest maybe dropping in the Discord, and I'll answer here on live. Are you able to message in here? No, I don't believe so.
They could raise their hand like I did, or you can
Okay, yeah.
unmute
So
them
anyone
and
has
just
any
have
questions,
an
either
open
raise a hand
conversation.
or drop the question in Discord. There's 5 minutes left, so just yeah, if anyone has anything in mind, just let me know.
Are you gonna be trading tomorrow, Alex?
Yes, only till 11 actually.
I might hop on in the morning.
Yeah, really, you guys certain people only trade certain days. How come?
How come? All right, so that's a great question actually.
I mean, that could be depending on their schedule. That could be
is if the market has no clear direction, it's almost like you're gambling. Like for example, today and yesterday, I have not taken many trades. I only took one trade today. Yesterday, I took none. Why? You don't need to trade every day to be successful. Now that's something I've learned. I had a problem with over trading. I personally wanted to take a trade every day. Every day, my goal would be $100 a day, $200 a day. But that's not good. You should maybe have monthly goals, maybe weekly goals, but you do not need to trade every day. If there's no clear direction in the market, you're watching the SPY/ES, the whole market needs to show clear direction. If it's just showing if it's just choppy, it's bouncing up and down in the channel, what are the other stocks going to do? They're going to follow that. They're going to follow the market. They're going to continue to do the same thing that the market is doing. So sometimes,
I mean, that ties into risk management as well. Like, let's say you're taking 100 trades and you have a 20%, profit or loss percentage. That's a 20 trades that you lost because you did 100. Now, as opposed to taking 10 trades, that 20% is only 2 trades you lost. You know what I mean? It really just it ties into risk management again. Would you rather overtrade with the possibility of making more, or be safer and take less?
yeah, I'm very, very, very key on waiting for market direction. That's what you need. You need the market to show a clear direction. Right now, there is clear direction. It's going down. Personally, I saw it during the middle of the day today. I was like, all right, the market's going to dump. It's going to go down. I was pretty positive about it. But since the market was so choppy, we saw the $10 pump this morning. We saw it drop back down another $10. That's something we never see in the market. So me personally, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to, even though I believe the direction was clear that it was going down, that it was, it's really put season right now. But just because I was clear, I decided, you know what? Let me wait till the end of the day today to make sure I'm correct, because if I'm correct, tomorrow it's probably going to be a down day. Maybe the next day will be a down day as well. But at least I know the direction of the market. Great question, Ace. That was a great question. Anybody else have any questions? Mason, you have your hand raised. Do you have a question in mind?
1 second. I'm in between bites of dinner. My bad.
No problem.
Open the door as well. I have chicken.
Did you say you opened the door for your chicken?
No, my bad. All right. So I do have a question.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like stop loss and all that, what's your rule of thumb? Because me being kind of new to trading, setting, if you could kind of go through and just show how you'll set like stop limits and stuff, I feel like that would be kind of helpful.
Yeah. So what I try to do is, one, you gotta you got to manage your own risk. So depending on your account size, you should have your own stop loss. You know, I might put a 20% loss. You might be, more comfortable with 30%, whichever it is. But manage it according to your account size. That's something I'm keen about. You know, for example, when I put a signal and I put a stop loss, that's a stop loss according to my account size, what I'm willing to risk and lose. So put it according to what you're willing to risk and lose. But you shouldn't really be worrying too much about the stop loss if you already manage your position size. Once you have your position size managed, a stop loss is just to secure you don't lose your whole position size. But you don't need to necessarily follow it because you already have risk management. Just make sure, if you're 50% down on a trade, you shouldn't be 50% down. So if anything, at least put the stop loss 50%, loss. You shouldn't ever be losing 50%, and that's something I've learned through experience. So make it at least your maximum 50% loss, but depending on the position, however comfortable you feel, maybe put it at 20%.
Sense my max is where I'm like 35 is if I'm really pushing